idea is gold. Get this. It's called Nyan Neko Sugar Girls.
What?
Nyan Neko Sugar Girls. It was this old YouTube series back in the day.
Look, Gio. It's 4 a.m. I work in the morning. And you're calling me about fucking anime cat girls?
Nyan Neko Sugar Girls.
Whatever. I'm going back to bed.
Bad decision.
What?
Oh, thank you very much.
Hey guys, Benti here, and a little fun fact about me is that I'm a big fan of the Y2K early 2000 anime aesthetic. You know, big eyes and overly colorful hair. It's kind of what your grandparents still think anime looks like, but not. Now, I don't have any specific reason to why I like it, but something that does come to mind is how I was born like a little too late to really enjoy the whole DeviantArt and Newgrounds anime OC craze. So when I look at these images, I get a huge feeling of FOMO. Like I just missed the coolest party ever. The closest thing I had to it personally was those Ben 10 Alien Fusion videos. So imagine my surprise when a couple of years ago, I came across this niche old YouTube series that had the exact anime Y2K aesthetic I was fond of. That's right, as you saw in that overly long intro, we are going through arguably the most kawaii shitpost of all time. Nyan Neko Sugar Girls. But before we delve into the series, I am nearly a grown male, spending his time to educate his audience on anime cat girls. So if you would please like and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. But let's jump right in. Now, something I should mention is that Nyan Neko Sugar Girls has the classic anime trope of having the opening theme song take up a majority of an episode's runtime. Seriously, the intro is 1 minute and 10 seconds long. Excluding the outro, that only leaves us with 2 minutes and 27 seconds of runtime in a 4-minute video. But we're just gonna ignore that as we watch the series. Episode 1 opens introducing us to 2 out of our 3 main recurring characters eating in a mochi restaurant. We have
Raku-chan,
and arguably the most normal character in the show, Kaneko-chan. Now, Kaneko-chan compared to Raku-chan is like a serene, peaceful pond to a loud, roaring thunderstorm. It's a big comparison. As our characters are on their way home, they meet our last main reoccurring character. Now, in media, there's a lot of cool characters. There's a lot of characters that you can just simply look at and say, yeah, he's clean. Do you want to see this series' main cool character? A character so cool that you wouldn't even think it was possible to think of this cool of a character. Meet Hitoshi-san, Nyan Neko Sugar Girls' sly chick magnet. You know, I just feel the raw testosterone radiating from this guy. It's almost embarrassing. As our main characters converse, it's shown that Raku-chan has fallen for Hitoshi and develops a little bit of a crush on him, a little bit of a fondness. I can't blame her. Have you seen this guy? And with that, the episode ends with this highlight of voice acting.
That Hitoshi-san, he was so sugoi. He's so sugoi.
Sparky and Ramune.
Episode 2 opens with us looking at the perspective of Hitoshi as he wakes up and eats breakfast. Now, there's this wonderful clip of what I'm guessing is Hitoshi's feet as he's going down the stairs, but when I first watched this episode, I thought he was just on all fours, just going down the stairs, Primal Beast style. It's really hard to not have any thoughts about the art style when in the very next scene, Hitoshi's hand more looks like an ancient battle weapon than anything he can use to grab with. Hitoshi's breakfast is soon interrupted when he's kidnapped by a character whose name on the wiki is Bokutachi. Now pay attention to this guy. He becomes very important later. And real quick, I just want to show you this.
What do you want with me?
After this whole ordeal, we cut away to Raku-chan and Kaneko-chan clothes shopping, where we get to hear Raku-chan's lovely voice once more.
It's so pretty. I'm pink.
I feel like I speak for everyone when I say,
What are you gonna do with me? Get away!
Episode 3 starts where Episode 2 left off, with Raku-chan and Kaneko-chan following the van that they heard Hitoshi's voice coming out of. We also get to see the malformed legs of the two as they're chasing the van. Freaking gubby running legs. We then cut to Hitoshi tied up in what I'm assuming is his kidnapper's basement. Look guys, this series was literally made in MS Paint, so leave me alone when I don't know. After Hitoshi proclaims his right to freedom in America, Japan, his kidnapper says this.
Get down on your knees.
I think the worst part about this whole situation is Hitoshi's reaction. Like, was he in shock? Was he aroused? Well, as we're gonna find out later, he was definitely aroused. Man, Japanese are so freaky. It's like they live on an island or something. You see guys, the joke is that Japan is already an island. Isn't that neat? This guy. But if you guys were worried about Hitoshi, don't worry. Raku-chan and Kaneko-chan show up, atomize the window, and are ready to save the day. And apparently, Kaneko-chan just off-screened the kidnapper. So let's put her in the next death battle, guys. Anyway, the episode ends off with a heartfelt moment between Hitoshi and Raku-chan, where Hitoshi then walks off into the sunset, giving us this banger line.
Sayonara, Kawaii Neko girls. Nya. Roar.
Now, episode 4 is rather infamous. After getting through the opening, we briefly open with Kaneko-chan waking up and saying how beautiful it is outside. Then we cut to Raku-chan actually going outside and running across a cute little squirrel. Now, being the Disney princess she is, Raku-chan decides to hold and embrace the squirrel, I guess, whatever you would call this. I don't think anybody would like this. This looks like it hurts a lot. And this proves to be the case when the squirrel just actually fucking bites her. Now, I have to give a quick warning for the next clip because it is loud and it is long. You have been warned.
A few moments later.
God, that was a tough watch. Most people laughed at this, but when I first saw it, I just felt bad. It's kind of like when you watch a movie and you see like the main character lose everything and like a plane crash or something, and they just start crying and you're just sitting there like, should I be watching this? But despite screaming in pain and agony, Raku-chan still put Hitoshi's feelings above her own, asking how he's doing after the kidnapping. What a freaking G. We then get a scene with Hitoshi and Kaneko-chan talking, with Hitoshi daydreaming. The duo then proceed to take care of Raku-chan while she's sick, giving her something called dancing sushi, which I feel like is kind of self-explanatory, but you know. We close the episode with Raku-chan telling her friends how much they mean to her, and also wishing that she could tell Hitoshi her true feelings.
Sorry to tell you this, Raku-chan, but you've been diagnosed with rabies.
Okay, so just a little bit of background about this next episode. If you were to go look for it on the main channel, Soap Opera 46, you would not be able to find it at all. That's because this episode was actually taken down because of an NSYNC song that played in it. Goes to show how secret organizations ruling over us are trying to hide the truth. Raku-chan wakes up to a call from Kaneko-chan and her Q-tip chin. I mean, look at this thing. Kaneko-chan wanted to let Raku-chan know that she wanted to bring her to the vet, not the doctor, because remember, Raku-chan is a Neko girl, which apparently means that her anatomy lines up more with a cat than a human. Figure that one out. On the way to the vet, the gang run across Hitoshi, who again has another episode. The gang finally reached the vet, introducing us to the veterinarian, who has a very interesting design to say the least. Her voice also sounds like this.
I'm gonna take some tests on you, Raku-chan. Just sit still for me.
I think I figured out where the design budget for this show went. In the smoothest animation in the entire series, the vet tells Raku-chan that
Yeah, bitch, you got rabies.
And while watching this, it comes off like a cancer diagnosis. It's actually really kind of sad. Like, I don't like Raku-chan, but I don't want her to die. This just feels kind of messed up. But the episode ends off with Raku-chan's friends comforting her and spending the rest of the day eating mochi. So, a pretty happy note, despite Raku-chan basically getting told that she has like super little time to live. So, you know, good for them.
Raku-chan, release your inner beast.
We start the episode to Raku-chan waking up feeling ill, where she then goes outside to get some fresh air, only to suddenly collapse. Now fortunately, Kaneko-chan was close enough nearby to help her. Raku-chan reawakes in her bed, but, feeling like a burden, runs away to spare her friend's distress. God only knows what chaos she's causing with her on the loose. Kaneko-chan then goes to check up on Raku-chan, but after seeing she's not in her room, enlists Hitoshi to help find her. Elsewhere, Raku-chan finds herself in a forest where she apparently talks to God. That's literally who else can this be? Who tells her that she needs to release her inner beast.
Man, I really want to be myself, but I just need a sign.
Venti, you must unleash the Alpha and subscribe to Hustlers University.
Thank you, God!
I didn't know God was a 3 Days Grace fan. While looking for Raku-chan, Kaneko-chan and Hitoshi run across a cat getting harassed by a group of wild dogs, only to learn that this isn't a cat at all. It's Raku-chan. Also, something that's really funny is that Kaneko-chan, like sometimes in episodes, would just speak Spanish, like speak little licks of Spanish.
Hitoshi-san, vente aquí.
I love Hispanic representation in my anime. After bringing Cat Raku-chan home, Kaneko-chan and Hitoshi-san sit down, leading to this clip.
Do you think it might have been the rabies?
You think? Now, I won't talk about episode 8 too much since it's effectively a beach episode, so there isn't too much of note besides the fact Raku-chan turns back into a human, or a Neko girl, or whatever the fuck she is, I don't know.
I need complete silence for this spell.
Episode 9 opens with Raku-chan, despite being human in the last episode, still stuck as a cat for some reason. This causes Kaneko-chan to take her back to the vet, where Hitoshi is conveniently along the way. Seriously, we cannot escape this guy. He also talks about watching The Nanny for some reason, and this is really funny because right after this, Kaneko-chan basically tells him to shut the fuck up, and now's not the time.
So I was watching American television last night, right? And it was called The Nanny.
Hitoshi-san, now really isn't the time for that.
When they finally reach the vet, they come to a horrifying discovery that Raku-chan doesn't have rabies at all. She's actually possessed by a Baku Neko demon. A Baku Neko demon is a supernatural entity from Japanese folklore that are said to devour their masters and assume their form, living in their place. So whatever that squirrel was, it was no joke. We also find out that the vet isn't just a vet, but also a shrine maiden. But thanks to the vet's magic, Raku-chan transforms back into her normal self. Once she got rid of the voice though. And la 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 la, they all head home to a job well done. Except not.
Oh, Koneko-chan, is that you? Konnichiwa, Raku-chan. Would you like some mochi ice cream?
Mochi ice cream. I want me some of that.
Raku-chan wakes up from a nightmare. She then gets up to grab herself something to drink, only to collapse again. Kaneko-chan, hearing Raku-chan fall, rushes over to discover that the Baku Neko demon is still inside her. Kaneko-chan then rushes to get Raku-chan to the vet. Elsewhere, Hitoshi is having a meetup with the freaking kidnapper. Can't stand this guy. Hitoshi then wanders until he sees Kaneko-chan struggling to open the vet's clinic's doors. But thanks to Hitoshi-san not skipping leg day, he's able to kick the door down and head inside. But they soon find out that nobody's there. The building's empty. So, they decide to stay the night at the clinic to catch the vet in the morning. Now fortunately, the vet managed to show up early and is able to give Raku-chan another spell. But if you guys were worried about that door Hitoshi broke down earlier, don't worry. The vet has door insurance. But then, the trio spends the day having fun and ends the night in a festival. It would have been all three of them at this point, but Hitoshi-san decides to take care of some business. We all know what that means. Back at Raku-chan's home, she hears a knock at the door to see her old friends from
college niya.
college? Raku-chan went to college? She has a degree? In what? Well, considering the name of this college is Kawaii University, I think it's kind of self-explanatory. In the morning, Raku-chan finally decides to confess her feelings to Hitoshi-san. Everything is in place, the moment is just right. We root for Raku to finally say her feelings to Hitoshi, only to discover that Hitoshi is actually dating his freaking kidnapper. This devastates Raku-chan, breaking her heart and killing her.
She's so kimochi that I could spend last day with the two best tomodachis.
That's right, Raku-chan just dies from seeing a gay couple. Now, they say her heart was weak from the possession, but really, it was due to homophobia.
It's a very nice day today. Oh, I gotta go outside.
If you thought that was it for the hijinks of our beloved characters, then you'd be wrong. 3 whole years later, after episode 10's release, Soap Opera 46, the creator, released episode 1.5, giving us more content to enjoy. Oh, I'm just excited thinking about it. Let us commence. That was it? The lost episode? No, but in all seriousness, that was only the beginning of the episode. The first couple minutes actually don't have any voice acting at all. It's all just music from the intro. If we look into the description of the video, we see the reason that this audio was cut out.
This episode used to be on YouTube in 2010, but viewed with voice actor leads into take down and close the old computer.
But now, let's get into the actual episode proper.
I got to go home now. Goodbye, Hitoshi-san.
Now obviously, this episode is set very early in the friendship between the main characters, and mainly serves as just another beach episode. So like before, nothing to really take note of. Aside maybe this clip.
So, how'd you become a Neko girl?
I was born that way.
Was your mom a cat and your dad was a person?
No, actually my dad was the cat.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Huh. Working hard or hardly working?
Okay, before we talk about the series as a whole, I want to talk a little bit about the creator, Yoli-chan. More commonly known as Soap Opera 46, they have been doing art projects and stuff like this for a very long while. Looking at their DeviantArt page, it says that they were born in 1989. That means that they were 21, legal drinking age, when they first made Nyan Neko Sugar Girls. Also too, she has a lot of very interesting art. For me, that just kind of adds to the whole Nyan Neko Sugar Girls being a shitpost theory. Now, let's actually answer that question, by the way. Is Nyan Neko Sugar Girls a shitpost?
There's a real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Are you ready?
I'm just gonna say yes. Come on guys, I know that's the big mystery behind the series, but if you actually watched it and looked at the sheer absurdity of how the creator talks in their own comments and content, you're gonna look at this and, realize that this is a joke. Like seriously, you're gonna watch this and tell me that this was made in all seriousness. Really? But to end off the video, I want to say Nyan Neko Sugar Girls was an adventure of friends, cherishment, and also poor mic quality.